Hi guys, my name is Becca and this is my project.
So for my project, I made a poster board and I titled it My Holistic Path because I felt like a lot of the time that I spent for this class was more like I was on a journey, which is why I used a plane because I love to travel. I've been traveling since I was 6 months old. And the flags inside the plane are all the places that I've been to so far that I could think about off the top of my head. But I left blank spaces to kind of symbolize the fact that I do want to travel more in my life and that there's always room for more adventure. So first trip I want to take you guys to is to physical health and well-being. I used the quote, "No goal was ever met without a little sweat," because it's the quote that's on the front of my workout notebook where I keep all my workouts and I track what I've been doing. And it just reminds me to work a little harder and that no matter what I'm doing in the gym is helping me to become a better version of myself. The picture on the left is of my best friend who is also in the gym every day, and she constantly motivates me to do better and to work harder. If I'm ever feeling a lack of motivation, I can just tell her and she'll find a way to get my butt in the gym. And then weights, just to symbolize the hard work and dedication that I put into the gym and into being a better version of me. Your setback is the platform for your comeback is another quote that I put down there because it's been such a presence in my life lately. I fractured my leg in July, and ever since then I've been kind of trying to get back to that level that I was before. And my coach keeps telling me that no matter what, I'm working harder to get back to where I was because of my setback and not being able to be on my leg for a long time, but knowing that I'll be better for it in the end. Our second module was mental understanding, and I thought that this was really important as someone who suffers from anxiety. Sometimes I tend to look more at the negative side of situations than I do the positive, which made the positive affirmations assignment really fun for me because it had me look at myself in a different way, as well as different situations that I've been stuck in. So the positive affirmation I came with is, "If it scares you, close your eyes and fearlessly jump." Because no matter what, I think there's always going to be a part of us that is scared to do just about anything in the world. But if we live in that constant state of fear, we're never going to move forward and we're never going to go on adventures. And so if we just close our eyes and we fearlessly jump, then there's nothing stopping us. And I really liked learning what my core values were and knowing where my priorities stand, which one was overall health, because I'm a huge health nut. I love working out. I love being the best version of myself that I possibly can for myself and others. Number 2 was family and friends. Family is the most important thing in my life. It's what has kept me grounded all of these years, and it's the constant support that I've had. And number 3 was financial and career stability, and that has to tie into financial independence and vocation, service, and leadership, because I think everyone in life doesn't want uncertainty when it comes to finances and careers hanging over their head. So I'm hoping to find a job that can offer me both. And I wrote another quote over here because it's one that I've lived and died by since I started playing softball when I was 9. And it's, "Never let the fear of striking out keep you from playing the game." And Babe Ruth said it. And it's just one of those things where you're going to be down in life at points. There's no stopping that. But don't let that keep you from doing greater things in the future. Take it as a stepping stone and a learning opportunity and push forward in your life. Module 3 was all about financial independence, and that has become a huge part of my life recently with unexpected expenses coming up and just having that stress of what am I going to do to pay for things when I don't necessarily have the funds to do it. And so I kind of put the 3 most important parts to being financially independent to me. And the first one is learning to be financially responsible and independent in the first place. So making money, not blowing all of it, saving it, and really being able to afford things on your own without having to ask for help, which I know isn't always the case. It's not the case in my situation, but it is a goal of mine to be independent at some point. The second one is creating and adhering to budget plans. It's so important to know how much money you have and how much money you have to play with. I think those are two very important things, because the first one is how much money you have overall, where the second one is more of after you've paid your bills and after you have paid whatever you need to pay for in general, what do you have to kind of spend on your own or save. And the third one is knowing the importance of your own worth. And I know we all, in one of our assignments, we were asked what we think we're worth an hour. And I think it's important to know just how much you're worth, not only financially speaking, as in your skills and your time, but as a human being. What is your worth? And knowing that can make it so much easier when it comes to finances. So in the corner, I have my stack of money. No amount on them given. For all I know, they could be dollars or they could be $100 bills. But, money moves us. Money is the reason we get up in the morning and go to bed at night for some people. And I think that we depend on money more than we should. And I am in that same boat. Everything costs money these days. Our fourth module was on family and relationships, and when I was thinking about what to do for this one, I wanted to find a quote that kind of explained my relationships with not only my family, but my close friends who I essentially consider my family. So I came up with, family isn't always blood. It's the people in your life who want you in theirs, the ones who accept you for who you are, the ones who would do anything to see you smile, and who love you no matter what. And that couldn't be more true of my relationship to the people in my life. On the far left, you have me and my cousin who lives back in Virginia, and since I went to school back there, we have grown so much closer, and she became one of my really, really close friends, and I couldn't trade that relationship for anything in the world. In the middle, you have me with 3 of my best friends, and these people I would die for. They are some of the most important people in my life, and I know that they're going to be there forever because of what we've been through and the fact that no matter what, they're always making an effort to be in my life. And then on the far side, you have a family portrait we took last year, and there was supposed to be photobombing involved, and apparently I was the only one who took it seriously. But I think it is the perfect representation of my family, because everyone except me looks normal, and I tend to be the one who goofs around and doesn't take things very seriously. And so knowing that I have all of these people in my life who will be there for me when I'm down and there to pick me up, just like I would be for them, makes our relationships so much stronger. Our 5th module was social life, and I didn't want to use any quotes here because I think the pictures speak so much louder than words. And these are just some of the most important things when it comes to my social life. I don't have a very social side of me. I tend to stick to going out with my really close friends and my family. In the far left-hand corner is me and my best friend in Virginia. We went to Holy Moly, which is an Hindu celebration of color. And as you can see, we just got blasted with these neon powders, and it was some of the most fun we've ever had. And we ended up going to a restaurant after, and people kind of gave us funny looks, but we didn't care because we had had so much fun. The picture in the middle on the top row is of my family and one of my best friends. We were headed to a 12-person bar bike in Denver to celebrate my 21st birthday, and someone had just cracked a really funny joke and everyone was laughing, and they looked really natural, so I decided I'd whip out my camera and take a selfie of all of us because it was an amazing time and we had so much fun. In the far right hand corner on the top row is everyone I go skiing and snowboarding with. We are called the knuckle dragging crew, mostly because half of us are snowboarders and the skiers think that all we do is drag our knuckles. But these are the people who, no matter what the conditions are, no matter how we feel, we are always out on the slopes with each other, messing around, blasting each other with powder, throwing snowballs, and just having the best time of our lives, not really caring about what else is going on. And it's just time that we don't have to stress about anything. On the bottom row are kind of my three loves in life. The Cubs, I've been fans of since I was 15 years old, and we recently won the World Series back in October, and being such a huge baseball fan and knowing the importance of why they won, it was really a special time to watch, and I got to do it with my family who aren't really huge baseball fans, but they understood it, and it was fun to kind of experience that with them. In the middle is the Colorado Rockies sign inside Coors Stadium right above the Jumbotron, and I followed the Rockies since I was in middle school, and it's one of my greatest loves in life, mostly because I love the statistics of baseball and figuring out the percentages, but also just watching a game. You sit there for 4-5 hours, depending on how fast it goes, but it's a time that you don't really have to stress because you don't have to do anything. You just get to watch this game being played at its highest level. And it's really amazing to see hard work and dedication pay off in such a big way. And same with football. And I am a huge Denver Broncos fan. Every Sunday we're in front of that TV watching the Broncos play, and being able to share that with not only my family, but we have viewing parties and we have friends come over. It makes it so much more fun. We had a viewing party for the Super Bowl last year, and it was in a space where everyone just came together for one team and one reason, and it really showed that you don't really need a whole lot of people in your life to be social. You just need those special people to be there. Spirituality was a tough one for me to kind of figure out what I wanted on here, because I consider myself a very spiritual person, but I'm not very outward about it, just because so many people have their own views, and it's not something I tend to put out there because I don't want to start conflicts or fights, and I just think it's very personal for me. So I put believe in yourself because it's kind of my mantra in life. You know, if you don't believe in yourself, who's going to? And it's always important to put yourself first. And I think that that is something that a lot of people don't think about when they're going through things. They tend to think of what that impact has on others. And while I believe that is an important part, you always have to think about yourself first. And one quote that really got me from the book this semester was, "In the Western culture, it is common to see validation through external objects. The law of pure potentiality reminds us that we only need to find our divine essence." And I think that goes more towards not necessarily looking for external influences to validate what we do in our lives. We need to find that within ourselves. And once we find our validation within ourselves, we can be in a much better place to accept anything else that happens. And then my other mantra in life is everything happens for a reason, and that is something I live and die by, because I believe wholeheartedly that everything that happens to us in life happens for a specific reason. And that's kind of why I have the picture in the corner of the world with hands around it, because the world is our oyster, as cheesy as that sounds. Vocation, service, and leadership is our last module, and for this one, because I think of it as sort of my future, I wanted to leave it a little more blank than the other ones, because I don't know what's going to happen in my future. It's more of what I want to happen. So the quote I used is one that I tend to live by, because I've seen people who love their jobs and I've seen people who hate their jobs, and the difference is like night and day. So the quote I have is, "If you love what you do, then you'll never work a day in your life," by Confucius, because it's true. If you're loving what you're doing, it's not a job, it's a lifestyle. And so in the corner there is a picture of sunglasses and passports and a world map, because I want to do so much more traveling in my life, and I think that there's so much more of the world that I have yet to experience in different cultures that I want to immerse myself in. The middle picture is of a kid with a pediatric physical therapist, because that is my ultimate dream job. I want to help kids get better through physical therapy. As someone who's done it multiple times, I think that it works wonders, and the population itself is in need of it, and knowing that I'm helping kids to set them on the right path in life is just a huge dream of mine. And in the right is some books that spell out leader using words that I think define leadership and what a leader is, and that's something that I try and use in my life every single day. So this is my project, and I hope everyone else had as much fun in this class as I did, and I can't wait to see what everyone else's project looks like.